moving up next, actually, ladies and gentlemen, we have this one. I personally think that very very penting untuk kanak-kanak betul. Sebab ini kan akan menaik kepentingan untuk lindungi mata kanak-kanak. Because nowadays people are holding the electronic devices whole day, like my niece and nephew. They like to watch TV, watch YouTube all day long. So this might actually bring harms to their eye. So how to protect, macam mana nak lindungi mata kanak-kanak ini adalah isu-isu yang sangat-sangat penting. Betul? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now we do have our next speaker of today. We have Encik Azam. Encik Azam, betul? Okay, he is Chief Binocular Vision and Paediatric Clinic, Faculty of Optometry and Vision Sciences from State University, and also a senior lecturer. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together to Encik Azam.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so Encik Azam, before we start your talk, right, just want to ask, right, what is the common problem we are having for in the kids?
Okay, generally speaking, especially after pandemic, you know, all the PKP, the PKP,
Oh, yeah.
the MCOs, everything
PPP
the
like that, yeah.
PPP, all those ones. A lot of kids nowadays suffers from what we call short-sightedness. Short-sightedness because of the exposure to the gadgets, the usage of the gadgets extensively. And then they are being exposed to the online learning, and then they are now more engaged. So that's why the prevalence and numbers of children with short-sightedness is higher and higher now. And the second one would be the eye muscles problem.
Oh.
So in the sense of they are having a much weaker what we call convergence. So means that the eye teaming are not very good. The focusing system also not very good. So that is one of the other issues as well regarding the children. But the one that we are more concerned in Malaysian context will be the lack of awareness among parents, among maybe perhaps to a certain extent teachers. The importance of having a regular checkup, regular eye examination for kids because early detection definitely will help and benefit them greatly.
Agree on Encik Azam, because I can see that the awareness among Malaysian is actually quite low. That's why we have this focus point 360 advanced primarily eye care, so that everyone can increase their awareness. All right. So now we have the topic of today is my child's vision normal. Pass to you, Encik Azam.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So today basically I'm going to be briefly looking into several important topics among children's visions. So first and foremost, I need to declare all my statements and information that I'm sharing with all of you are basically is coming from my own. It's not representative from any other institutions basically. All right, so let's have a look and everyone knows the importance of vision in children's well-being and development. Right, so of course the first of foremost for all parents, myself, I have 3 kids there. So it is important for learning and education purpose We learn mainly from vision. All right, so having a good vision is important, and then it is also important in their physical development as well, along with the social development. So this one, their interaction, their mobility, their involvement in physical activities all requires vision functions. Okay, the next one will be their safety, because children are moving around. They may stumble upon some obstacles, so those are the things that they need to try to avoid. So they require a good vision to do so. And lastly, perhaps it's going to be more on their confidence and self-esteem. When they see well, they learn well, they can actually interact well with their friends and colleagues, and it will give them a boost in confidence and self-esteem as well. Okay, so the next is going to be a very quick. I'm going to be looking and discussing and sharing with you all about the normal visual development. So when does the visual system start to develop? It developed very rapidly before the age of 6. So in other words, before the age of 6, anything happens not need to be monitored, need to be detected early and also manage and do some intervention at the early stage. Because after this age, the 6 years old age, basically is going to be more difficult. Visual maturity starts to kick in, and then it's going to be more challenging for us to handle, right? So for those who have a babies, all right, so basically these are the stages of the visual system works lah. From 4 to 6 weeks, 3 months, and 4 to 10 months. At 1 year old, typically they are able to actually start staring and looking at the person's face. If you introduce gadget at this age, this is the time that they are going to start to hook into the gadgets, and then more difficult to get them back again.
So it's at 12 months.
Yes,
All
around
right,
1 year
all right.
old. So that's why it is very, very highly important for parents not to actually introduce and give gadgets at a very early age, because their visual system is still working very actively. And once they get it, they sustain the visual interest at near as well as at far, then it's going to be more difficult to take back the gadgets from the kids lah. You know what will happen lah, all the tantrum and here.
弟弟有玩电话吗？啊，不可以玩那么多电话，眼睛会坏啊。I ask him don't play the electronic devices too frequent. Not
Can
good for
play.
the
I'll
eye.
share with you all how to actually safely use the gadgets.
All right.
Can, no problems. Okay. All right. At 2-3 years old, this is to the preschool. So this is where they learn about numbers, shapes, figures, all right. Colors is going to be more interesting to them, all right. And then they will reach the level where they can start matching words and letters and figures and numbers at the age of 4 years old. And at the age of 6 years old, this is where they will reach the adult level visual system and visual status. All right. Okay, so visual problems, common visual problems. As our MC just now asked me, what are the common visual problems among children, especially in Malaysian context? And as I mentioned earlier, of course, we call it refractive error. Refractive error means that power lah, got power. Children got power, but children complain or not when they have power? Usually no. Typically no. They will cope and live like normal without any complaints, right? As I mentioned earlier at the start of today's presentation, basically when the normal problems and issues with refractive error or power among children will be short-sightedness or myopia. So short-sightedness and myopia is the focus of all optometrists nowadays. We try to we cannot prevent. It is impossible to prevent. Impossible. But what we can do is we can actually prevent the power to from getting higher and higher and higher. Because once a kid have myopia, short-sightedness, the issues is the power keep on growing, increasing and increasing. Is it an issue? Yes. It's not just because of the power, it's going to be affecting the general eye health as well in the future, even if it's not now. So let's say at the age of 6 years old, a kid have 100 short-sighted, right? Predictively at the age of 18, how much you think the power will grow into?
100 at the age of 6. 18?
18. Good guess. Good guess.
Yeah.
So around 7 to 800 is the power. 7 to
That
800.
high?
That high. Possible. So that's why it is very important for the kids to have early eye examination, to detect it early, so that we optometrists especially can do something about it. Right, to do some intervention. There are multiple intervention has been introduced in the market nowadays. Okay, this is the second one, the one that I mentioned just now about the cross eye. So means that the eye teaming, the two eyes are not able to work together well, right? So this is common because again, one of the main contributing factors will be due to the usage of the gadgets. Prolonged usage, long-term usage of the gadgets can cause the cross eye as well. Okay, color blindness may not be common because color blindness among children is typically have to do with genetic. But the problem and issues with color blindness among children is being detected late. So let's say parents already plan. I want you when you grow up, I want you to become pilot. I want you to become chemist. I want you to become pharmacist and everything. Those are the careers that requires a very detailed colors perception. If it's not being detected early, then the plan may be disrupted from the parents, right? So they have to know whether the kids are having any color problem issues or not. And lastly, is the eye diseases, common eye diseases like red eyes, conjunctivitis, quite common among children, especially allergic or acute type of conjunctivitis. And then we have also problems and issues like keratoconus that may not be unable to detect as well. Means that the curvature of the eyes is irregular, right? So these are the common problems among children that we see, but it's many more than this, obviously. But what I'm sharing with you all is basically the one that commonly being seen in the clinic. Okay, so how to detect, how to see whether the kid is having any eye problems or not, right? So as I mentioned earlier, kids never complain one.
Yeah.
They live and they play only. They never complain. If at most one they tell them, oh, I cannot see that, that's it. But they are never complain at school. They cannot see what teachers teaching at when they are playing. They cannot pick up things very properly, right? So they never complain. So how can us as a parent, maybe some of you are teachers, can detect the behavior, the visual signs that you can actually observe, so that you can actually raise that issues, bring to this to the experts, which I will talk about it about who is the expert later, right? Okay, right. Common, okay, children who are frequently turning their head, right? When they want to see things, they want to look at things, TV, gadgets, they keep on turning their head or tilting their head around. So that may indicate some imbalance in the two eyes system. So the two eyes are not working together, possible, right? And then the second one is constant blinking and constant rubbing of the eyes. So if the kids are keep on rubbing the eyes frequently without any apparent reason, there's no infections, okay, that might be due to the uncorrected short-sightedness or long-sightedness or any power in fact that's causing them to actually rubbing their eyes, because they try to make it clear while with rubbing the eyes, but it's not working, obviously. All right. And then constantly falling or tripping over or bumping over things. So when they walk around, they keep on trip over the table, trip over the chairs. Okay, so that may indicate some whether they cannot see well or their two eyes are not working well together. Because in order for the kids or anybody and any persons to judge distance, to judge the depth, the positioning of things, you require the two eyes to work well together. Okay. Next one, of course, this one may be the easiest to detect, right? So when they are holding, may not be the books nowadays, gadgets, tablets, iPads, also so on and so forth. When they are holding too close, how close is too close, you think?
Should be like this.
Okay, so approximately around lesser than 25 centimeters.
Oh,
lesser
okay.
than. That one considered too close already. Too close already, not a healthy sign. Okay, so anything that when they do read or using the gadgets and they are holding their gadgets too close may indicate something is not right with their visual system. And then of course squeezing and squinting their eyes when wanting to see things, especially in classroom setting when they want to attend classes. So they want to look at the things when the teachers are writing or projecting something on the whiteboard. They can't really see, they squeeze their eyes. It will create some what we call pinhole effect, like becoming slightly clear. That's it, all right? Okay, and then closing one eye. So this one typically have to do with those who have cross eye, you know, squint, juling. Bila dia ada juling or squint or cross eye, typically the kids will see double. Everything becomes two. So how to overcome the double or the two things that they are seeing? By closing one eye. So closing one eye, resolve these issues, they never complain. They just tell, okay, this one I can see single back again. Okay lah, good, no problem. Okay. Okay, and then if you have any seen any abnormalities surrounding the eyes, the swelling, the droopy eyes, those are the abnormal signs that requires an immediate attention by the expert. Okay, and lastly will be the tearing and discharge of the eye. This is all about the ocular diseases. I'm pretty sure all parents are going to be aware. So if you have discharges, but maybe you're not aware who to bring the kids to. Okay, because this one clearly problems, clearly, very clear. Like this, tearing and a distorted pupil, the white eyes like this. All these are the signs that the kids has a very important and very urgently need a treatment or intervention. So all this requires the parents to bring the kids to see the expert quite immediately. Okay, and then unequal position of the eyes may not be something that we can do much because it is the kids being born like that. However, we can resolve these issues, especially if the kids are having some issues with what we call binocular vision. The eye teaming is not working, so we can actually train and prescribe special lenses to overcome any issues that has to do with these problems. Okay, so I was mentioning about the experts. I think Mr. Yong just now mentioned about the use of the tools just now by the expert. So that's the expert. Who's the expert just now? Optometrist lah, obviously. Okay, so later we'll talk about the expert. So first, when to see the expert? Okay, when will be the recommendation for any child to come for the first eye checkup? The matter of fact is, as young as infants and toddlers, 6 to 12 months old, are able to be examined by the expert, by right. They are being trained well. However, taking into consideration some limitations, some hesitation by the parents lah. The kids may be crying lah, and then timing, right? They have nap time lah, all those may not be suitable. I'm going to be focusing on preschoolers, because this is the stage where the kids are starting to what we call learning to read. Learning to read. Preschoolers age, 3 to 5 years old. Very important for them to get their visual system to be corrected, doing some intervention, do some, if let's say we find any problems, we can detect it early and manage it early. So we prevent any possible consequences lah. Preschoolers, I believe all well-trained optometrists are capable of handling preschoolers. Don't worry. So don't worry so much lah. My kids is only 4 years old. Can he read? Cannot read yet at school. We have the tools. We have the tools. Don't worry about it. Alright, I will recommend the first eye examination to be done at this age. Right, because they are learning to read. When they can't see, they can't learn to read, and it will be flooding into the age of school years later. When they start, they are unable to read well. It will affect their learning, their education, and so on and so forth. Okay, so at least once between 3 to 5 years old, and then after that every year for school children. That is the recommendation, even though the kid has no problem whatsoever. Okay, but now I can see many parents are on their glasses. So it means that there is a risk factor already. Family history is there. When your family history is there, means that the kids may have what you have. Very important for the kids to come for the first eye examinations. Family history. You have someone in the family members who are wearing glasses, or for the matter of fact, any visual problems, bring the kids. Just bring the kid. Okay, you never know. The kids may have something that you already have. Right, so it is very important for the kids to come for their eye examinations. And then of course the sign and symptom that I just mentioned earlier. And if let's say somehow in school they are not able to perform very well, their writing is not very nice lah kan, terbalik sana sini, okay, up and down, not following the line, that might be the one of the possible signs of visual problems and issues as well, right? We never know. We think that, oh, these kids are too lazy lah, don't want to learn lah. Teacher teach also don't want to learn. No, may not be necessarily the true all the time. Okay, just bring, because optometrist has been trained as well to detect if they have visual related learning problems. Okay, so that can be detected early. Intervention can be done early, then kids will be given better chance in their educations as well, right? Okay, so who's the expert?
Optometrist.
Optometrist. Congratulations. So we all know, all right? Optometrist is the visual expert. So in Malaysia, we are actually regarded as the primary eye care. So when we talk about primary eye care, it means that the persons who start seeing the eyes problem first, the first in line, before the kids or anyone, in matter of fact, being referred or being sent to other expertise. Alright, so optometrist is the one that you want to bring them to, right, to look for this and seek the help from. Okay, because from optometrist they will make a decision. Glasses, maybe therapy, some vision therapy, eye training, for example, or maybe like ocular disease just now, the red eyes and everything. Optometrist able to detect, and optometrist able to refer to the proper professions like ophthalmologist. Ophthalmologist is eye doctor, so they are capable of performing surgery, prescribing drugs, and treating the ocular diseases. Alright? Okay. Okay, so how to prevent? How to use gadget healthily? So many parents maybe want to know lah, how to actually encourage the usage of gadgets among your children healthily. Right? How is it so? Possible, we cannot prevent. Nowadays we cannot say no. You cannot have tablets. You cannot have the phones. You cannot watch TV. Whoever can do so, let me know lah. Let me know, please. I have 3 kids here.
It's impossible, right?
Very impossible. But there are things that we can actually do as parents, especially, to manage the situations. It's not hard, right? But it requires a bit of discipline from parents as well as the kids. First, below 1 year old, please, no gadgets. Do not introduce gadgets at this age. Below 1 year old, at any cost, be it in the kedai makan, restaurant kan, keep quiet lah, give phone. I want to do something here, give phone. No, please do not do so. Okay, because once they hook to the gadgets, and that's it, you lost the control already. Okay. For preschoolers, toddlers, preschool children, maximum of 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. Let's say, sudah terlajak sekarang, tak boleh buat apalah. Sudah terlajak, dah bagi 2-3 jam satu hari, kadang-kadang 6-8 jam satu hari. Alright? Sudah terlajak, what to do? 1 hour, have intermittent break in between. So let's say lah, dah memang hook, dah addict, we call it, that is another issue lah. Psychologists may able to explain better the addiction to the gadgets kan. So visual system requires break, requires rest. So every 1 hour, encourage the kids to have at least 5 minutes break from the gadgets. Do not let them use the gadgets continuously for 1 hour and more. So the best advice is every 20 minutes, take a 20 seconds break. But 20 minutes may not be practical. So I usually modify this one to maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, but having a longer break. 1, 2, 5 minutes, all right? Just go get your snack first. Go and drink first, and then come back, and then I'll give you back. So do not let them continuously using gadgets because it will increase the chance and risk of developing issues. Okay, the age that we assume, especially for World Council of Optometry, to have to be using the gadgets is basically the school children's lah. So school children age, definitely you have to. In the nowadays modern age, you cannot avoid the use of gadgets at all. However, the management need to be done consistently, all right, by applying several of these things lah. So whenever the kids is on the gadgets, make sure intermittently, every 10-15 minutes, ask the kids to actually look up and away from the gadgets just for a while. 20 seconds perhaps, just for a while, and then only then come back. But I know certain game and tasks are not possible for you to take that long break like that. So maybe quick blinking or close the eyes is good enough. Okay, just frequently blink. Okay, train them to blink, because blinking without is some involuntary things. You are not aware how many times you blink in a minute, right? So sometimes we know that we blink, but sometimes when we stare at things, without we noticing it, we are actually blinking. But the blinking rate, numbers of blink is matters, because it will lubricate the eyes, preventing the eyes from becoming drier and preventing the issues, the subsequent issues. Right? And then, please, I'm begging all the parents, please do not let your kids to use the gadgets 1 to 2 hours before sleep. Please. It will disrupt their sleep pattern. Alright? It will also have the subsequent impact to the visual system as well. Right? Please, if you have kids who are playing gadgets, make sure 1 or 2 hours before sleep, no gadgets whatsoever. Okay? Alright. Okay. So besides that, if let's say we want to manage further, we want to actually what we call reduce the number of hours. Kids already there, 4-6 hours a day already. Alamak, macam mana nak reduce ni? Okay, there are methods, there are ways to do so. First, encourage them to go for outdoor activities. Alright? The recommended outdoor activities for kids for the healthy visual system will be 1 to 2 hours per day. Not per week, per day. I know it's almost impossible task for us. Almost lah. We ourselves working 10 to 10, 8 to 8 perhaps kan. Going out from the house is already dark. Coming back, dark already. So how to go out, right? But try as much as you can, try to encourage more outdoor activities. Outdoor will give them the visual system a better rest. They are looking things that is further. Okay, resting is better, right? And then when they are going out, make sure that no gadgets along lah. Do some things. Play ball, badminton in the park and something like that. So do not just give them gadgets and go out, no use as well. Okay? And then sit out. When they are using gadgets, make sure that there are several things that matters. First, distance. Okay, distance between the eye and the gadgets must be harmonized. In other words, what we call 90 degrees positions like this. So this is what we call Harman distance. Okay, 90 degrees. Anything closer than this, pull their gadgets away. Alright, not closer than this. So must be 90 degrees. Alright, and then lighting must be sufficient. Cannot encourage them to use the gadgets in the dim light. right? A dark room, no. A big no. And then make sure they're using the gadgets while sitting up, not lying down. Not lying down, must sit up. Sit properly, angle themselves, get the posture correct, then you are going to get all the distance correct as well. Okay? And then make sure that the display too is suitable. Good contrast, good brightness, not too bright, not too low brightness. Okay? All those things must be well tuned for the healthy visual system. Okay? Alright. Alright, so as as a summary to the preventive measures, first, parents have to notice and know what are the sign and symptom of visual problem and issues, and visit the expert regularly. Optometrists are available anywhere. In fact, in this building itself, maybe we have more than 20 optometrists are working today in this IOI Puchong Mall here. Alright, so there's plenty opportunities. Okay, just approach them. They will advise you accordingly on what to do. Okay, as a conclusion from my side, okay, vision is very important in children's livelihood. So make sure children are well taken care of. You make sure that you know what are the symptoms and problems so that the problems can be detected early. Management can be done early, and we will prevent the subsequent problems that may impact the children's future. All right, and then please, I'm trying to actually emphasize on the importance of regular checkup. Even though you don't see any problems, issues with the kid's eye, make sure you know that regular checkup need to be done almost every year. Once a year or once every 2 years, have the eyes to be examined, because sometimes the eye problems may not be there to be seen, may not be there to be reported by the parent or by the kids. However, it is there, right? Is there. So it's better for the expert to detect it early so that any intervention needed will be given appropriately for the child, for the kids. All right. So thank you. So I would like to open up so to all. Any questions?
All right, thank you so much, Encik Azam, for the wonderful sharing.
Thank you.
All right, so I believe that everyone actually know that how to protect a children's eye. Just that I have a question for Encik Azam. Just like Encik Azam saying that during the to be toddler stage, you can use the electronic devices for maximum 1 hour a day. Am I right? So what about children before 12 years old? Is there any difference of hours of playing the electronic devices compared to a toddler?
I hope I can give the same answers as the toddlers. That's my wish to be truth But unfortunately, in terms of recommending hours, it's actually more emphasized for those who are in the kindergarten, because the professionals, the optometrists, the council body of optometrists in the world as well, agree that kids nowadays, you can't actually prevent them from or halt them from using the gadgets. So there's no limitation in hours. However, the preventive things just now, make sure that the distance, the lighting, the ergonomics, the posture, all those things must be there. To ensure that the use of the gadgets is healthy, to prevent any subsequent problems. So to answer your questions, below 12 years old, try to minimize. However, understandably, because now I think in school curriculum, we start introducing coding already. Coding. Below 12 years old, learn coding. I also don't know what is coding yet. Right?
That's
so
right.
How can you do coding less than 2 hours? Impossible. You need to continuously be in front of computers, right? So very unlikely. However, you need to do the preventive measures earlier. Right?
All right. So my last question before we end this session, all right? So any, other than do eye examination, other than this, any other things that we need to be cautioned, especially the parents on the children, to keep good care of their eye?
First would be the well-balanced nutrition. Means that nutritions that have a lot of vitamin K, vitamin D is good for the visual systems. But it doesn't mean that you take the supplement like that, it will prevent or not going to have any problems at all. But it just giving the chance for the visual system to develop normally and healthily. That's it. Because there is other external factors. Second one, more outdoors. Outdoors ni is the natural source of vitamin D for the eyes. Natural source. It will help the kids to actually prevent the short-sightedness. It has been proven through research and so on and so forth. Right? And then thirdly, for the better visual motor coordination. Means that visual system, hand, feet, body must coordinate.
Okay.
You know that the issues that I have nowadays is going to be the lack of visual motor coordination. The kids can see, but they are not able to actually match things, pick things and put somewhere in the hole or something like that. You know, I used to play pegboard. They don't know how to match this because the lack of visual motor coordination. So have that kind of activities, intensive visual motor coordination likes Lego playing. Very good example. Building blocks, all those things are very good natural toys to actually enhance the visual motor coordinations that will help the visual system to develop normally and healthily. Hope that answer.
All right, thank you so much, Azam. I believe that through the sharing session, every parent actually knows how to take good care of your children's eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, don't forget that to do your eye check regularly. All right, at least once or twice a year. Am I right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. For more information, or you would like to attend the public health talk related to eye, don't forget to log on to our official Facebook page, which is Focus Point Vision Care Group, for more information. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Azam.